3 like 15 minutes is like doable, but there has to be like good fights. Otherwise, I'm just
I
not really
mean,
doing much.
we have Pantheon. I don't really feel like we're going to do much if we're just like sitting there and doing nothing. So like, I just felt like the whole game we were not using my ult so much, and we were not forcing objectives. Like we have a one global ultimate, we can like get a side lane priority and like get the objective as well. And it kind of felt like we weren't doing that at all.
I think we should actually try to work on that specific thing in the next game as well. Maybe we can actually go for two, what's it called? Global ult. Like for example, me getting Pantheon and TF mid lane, for example.
Yeah, it could work. But like, if the thing is, if we're still not going to like, how do I say it? If we're not going to confirm any like forced fights or skirmishes or catches, like two global ults will be the same problem as this game. Like having two global ults where we just do not force anything is like even probably worse.
I mean, okay, so I think you did well early game, and then you kind of dropped the ball. As you said, you could have taken more fights, but I think the main thing is I mean, you do want to fight, but you can't like fight anytime.
Every time, I know.
You need to you need to fight around. You need to fight like the best thing is if you fight around
objectives.
Like, I mean, ideally you want them to like start coming into you a little bit, and then get the Pantheon to ult behind them, and then Ornn and Leona can just like you can just sandwich them.
I feel like the 4-man bot lane was a good call, and all of these early game stuff.
I should have played it though.
Yeah, like I was really ahead. I had like one and a half items up on Akali, and we just did not contest like any Drake whatsoever. So I kind of felt pretty useless, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, it's probably like in communication and all of like.
I mean, what you mentioned it a bit, like the Lation saying like Echo doesn't want to, he doesn't want to fight all the time. Like he wants to scale up a bit, and Pantheon like he has to fight. I mean, every time Pantheon is ult, he needs to fight pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's fine.
I think we played decently, at least the early game, and
I think the biggest int in the draft was the Aphelios, I think, because we need like if we're playing
the rest of the comp, yes.
Because like
if we're like Echo yet, so that still looks fine. You have like Leona, Ornn, which is good front line.
Yeah, but okay, then I'm like getting kind of mixed signals because I like everyone like you've been telling me that you want to play more, like you want to play engage or like early game or whatever.
I think it's fine to play skirmish, and I think I said it's fine to play a scaling champion in the comp, which is also fine in lane. I think Aphelios is fine in lane in this case, which is also like your late game backup in that sense, because you can start playing.
Like I think that like that mindset, like to have late game backup, I think that's not good. Like that's not how you like. Either you need to commit for something, especially if they draft. If you start drafting a certain style, and they like like especially in this, like obviously we didn't pick we picked Echo and the Pantheon afterwards. But if we're playing a hard engage or like an engage style, then Aphelios isn't good. Like he's not good by himself. He needs peel. And
but I mean there's still. In this case, it was kind of awkward because, as Rasa said during the game, like he was basically the one to cancel DMF every time.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that? Like I don't
know. But if the moment I think Leona also has great peel. Like what if instead of him playing like full all in every single time, unless you have the vision, of course, to play up. That's like
so like the way I see the fights going ideally is you let them like you should have like you did have control in the early game, and just like you keep like you make sure that you keep control, and then you like for every time Drake spawns you just be there. And then
I do agree. Once you draft the Echo and Pantheon into this,
be right back. I'll just go grab war.
Yeah, but I mean, okay. So what I would like, what did they pick? They pick or we
We picked or Leona. Also think the Leona is kind of into the draft. Into that.
Leona's kind of bad blind nowadays because of clans. Like we can never fight them 2v2 bot, honestly. Like I mean they win every fight.
But like, we don't pick her only for the
I know.
bot lane.
I know,
but it's
but
kind of
still like.
awkward to play.
Okay, I mean, and I can't do both. Like I can't have a winning draft and also like play towards a certain style. It just doesn't work. I mean, it's just impossible.
Yeah, I think it was just we should have like, oh, wait, someone added me.
They were inviting, I think, for next game.
I mean, I think what we can just do in the next game is just commit from the get-go, like not really care too much about what they're picked, just think about what we just straight up should do for our outcome for now.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if there's a straight counter pick, we can still do it. But let's say if we just say, okay, if I would pick this champion, my lane would be better, but our comp would be worse. In that case, we just pick the better champion for the comp instead of for the laning phase, or like the straight 1v1.
Yeah.
Just to see how
Who's
it goes.
missing? Are we complete? Who's missing? Mega Pekka, where are you?
He's also. I mean,
I think I went to the bathroom. So.
That's one.
We can already do the pro draft, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I'll go to the toilet after.
Oh, what the fuck. Are we blue now?
Yes, we both.
Yeah, okay.
We're only playing 2 games, right? Like it's still.
Yeah.
We okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, my suggestion would just be sticking straight to the comp and see how it goes.
What, same comp, basically? Or?
No. Well, the same thought, but just executing it like strictly.
Yeah, okay.
I think we
No.
should have picked like Tristan or Draven instead of Aphelios, and I think it would have been really good.
Oh, that early?
Yeah.
I think Draven has the same issue. Tristana would be better than. Draven could have the same issue where he just gets run down.
Alright, I'm back.
I'll come back up.
Well, like the Draven is, if he gets ahead, they can't go on you. They just die.
Yeah, but they have Braum, so what are you gonna get ahead with? I actually think you just die if you run up. But it's really rough, I think. With Braum stun and lane and shield and everything.
They asked for ready. I mean,
And
do
then
they have a?
You can't hit a Kali, so.
Guess they want to do it without or something? Oh, wait, I can create one otherwise.
I mean, just do
What are we
project. I
creating?
guess.
Now, we if you want, we could just do it in Champs League. Or if we have Champs. We don't have Champs, maybe. Oh,
No, we
okay,
don't have.
hang on. I'll just make it. I realized I didn't give them spectates last game.
Yeah, we sent them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think we can just. I think it's funny how you actually put our whole team down, the name, and just put them as 2.
I don't know what their name is, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I think we just have to stick to the comp idea and
Yep.
should not think about the lane itself.
Yeah.
So if we just draft hard engage now, we can play around that as well. Like I think like there are.
I think the problem, like the biggest problem is AD. I think because there aren't a lot of ADs that work that well with. I mean, I guess MF works pretty well. Like if you have a lot of big ultimates.
Yeah, but there's a difference between engaging and diving.
In my opinion, it's there's no synergy between Leona. There's synergy between the Pantheon and Leona actually, because they both want to dive. But if they have like Camille and they want to dive us, and we dive them, it like our AD just insta dies and.
That
Yeah,
was the biggest thing here. Basically, we full drafted a diving comp towards the end because Ornn is kind of fine sitting in between being frontline. Because you need frontline to be able to, like. To
Okay,
keep
but
the
I mean,
enemy away.
okay, so like if I draft this like how I think I should draft this, then we end up with another scaling comp, Like that is just
Yeah.
it's just the way it works. Like if they draft like what did they do? They drafted Camille in their third pick. Like what does Camille do? Either she split pushes or she dives the back line. So like ideally we want to just avoid that. We could have picked Tristana right there. That would have been really good.
True.
Better.
And so like yeah, sure, Tristana can she can follow up, like she can do team fighting and like hard engages and stuff, but what you really want with Tristana is just to coast into the late game and just auto win pretty much, because she has longer range than anyone pretty much, and she's just a monster late game. And then they also go for the they go for the Sejuani. Like we don't want to we just want to outrange at that point. We don't want to stand in the Misfortune ultimate. Like we don't want to dive into the Braum. We want to protect our backline from Camille. We don't want to be in range of Sejuani ult. So we want long range. Like we want to outscale. Like that's just the way drafting works.
I just think the Leona is a little too telegraphed on what your comp is going to do.
I mean that's the whole point. Like if we want to play a certain style, then we have to it has to be telegraphed. We can't.
I still think you can be more flexible in the draft in that sense. There's a lot of champions that can be playing multiple styles.
What would you pick instead?
I mean, the only thing
okay,
I
so
would be
just in
better-
general, like naming some
No,
champions.
but in this case, they first picked Misfortune. We picked Ornn and Leona. What would you do instead?
I
think we
think
should
we
do
should
something
go
else
with,
than support.
Oren, in my opinion.
Sorry.
think
I
it's
think
not- I don't think it's a good.
The
I mean, it's
problem
still a
was
good blind pick, but I don't think it's good because it's getting countered pretty easily these days.
Are
We
you
have-
talking about Ornn or what?
Yes, on. I mean, yes, we do have even though he is easily counterable, I think that's a word, yeah. And we do have still his items, but it's just kind of easy to play around him. For example, like the Braum pick, fucked a lot of things up. Just the picking, maybe he didn't execute it the right way, or the best possible way, but it's still
still makes it hard to get onto the MF and everything.
By the way, they said they're ready to.
All right.
draft.
All right. We'll try it. Okay, we have first pick now. Let's go.
I think we can still ban Grace. I think.
We didn't ban Grace. They it's
no,
still not.
that's Sandin. Yeah, I forgot. I mean, if we want to go for the full engage comp anyways, I think we should also ban away the Grace.
Yeah.
I would have loved to play the Wukong in the engage.
We can probably ban him in the second phase, I think. I'm gonna go for this as well. Hopefully we can get the MF if they don't. Okay. Should we leave the Kalista? Yeah, we could leave the Kalista, I think. Any other ban you want?
Maybe the Taric.
Do they play it?
That works.
I don't know, but it's just
A strong
a couple of
engage.
engage comps.
Okay, nice. I think this is just free win for botlane.
I mean, if they don't pick it, I think we can just pick jungle and support next rotation with Nautilus and then a good engage jungler.
True.
Maybe Jarvan. I mean, if they pick Aphelios, I think I should definitely pick Jarvan now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm thinking about what do you want for support against Aphelios? You want to try just jump into him?
the
Or...
problem is we don't know their support. It's like the
Yeah,
problem
but
of
just
picking support
yeah.
is that if we pick Leona, they pick Braum again. If we pick Nautilus, they pick Leona because Leona's really good into Nautilus. That's
Okay,
the
they
problem.
picked the J4. What do you think about jungle? I mean, we could go with the Gragas, since we didn't ban it. What do you think?
I guess we can, yeah.
True.
We can also go for the Yasuo mid lane now.
I mean, Ornn is still open as well. I don't I mean, okay. Let's go, Gragas.
I mean, I would be down to see a Yasuo mid lane.
We tried that before. I think, I would say Syndra is really good there, because to get to be able to kill the Aphelios.
Sure.
But I
Sure.
mean, we don't have to pick it right here. But
All right,
but
definitely doable.
maybe let's.
What about
do
Kled
it.
though? Top lane.
Kled?
But
Yeah.
I mean, I could play it. Just haven't played it that much, but I've played.
I mean, it depends on the matchup. I don't know exactly what the good matchups so you are, but I think it's a good pick.
You don't play Bard, do you, Rasa?
Not really.
Okay.
Not my best.
That's fine.
I mean, if we look at our comp, I think we have to go for something AD top lane anyways. I don't think we can get away with picking Ornna, even as well as they picked Braum again.
I would like Set, I think. But
Yeah, we can do that.
What would be a good counter to set then?
he's like Mordekaiser is good, but yeah, I don't know. It's
I don't
not
think
really
he
something
fits.
they play a lot. Yeah.
What about Fiora?
What?
Fiora?
Mwah, it's okay. It's not that bad.
Because we ban away with mid lane now. Maybe they Azir.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any other matchups you don't want to play mid lane, like when you have Syndra?
And I have Syndrome.
Do they play Echo? Or like Silas and... Alright, Akali and...
Echo or Silas should be the worst, probably.
What about the Kassadin? I mean, you win lane probably, but he might be able to...
You could go for the Kassadin as well.
I think we do that. I think, what do you think about Malphite? Top lane.
I think there would be so much AP on our hands.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
if he goes tank, we have
Okay.
still a lot of AP. I think there's no other way going around them. Actually, what about Hector in top lane though?
Maybe we could have set support. Yeah. That's actually... Do you play Hickory top?
Sure. I'm not sure about the matchup though.
Well, nobody knows.
We have to blind.
Mao.
That's a throwback.
I also think Set's just fine.
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, we could do... Like, we could... Or could we do that?
We could flex it maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really
No,
like.
we can't
we have
really.
to pick the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we like pick something that's another one that can go both.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we have something like that.
Against Brown, like okay, Karma's banned. Some
Like I guess
That's fine.
Maokai or like something like that.
well, I can go Maokai honestly. Like, we can go with.
Or you just like what would you like to play? Support here.
Well, I don't know. Like
Fast.
just pick the Maokai. Like I don't know. Like every support's kind of banned.
Alright.
Mogul.
We can like think now. What do we wanna have top and what do we wanna have?
wrote it. So, I can talk about that. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you rather
Let's-
play set or Maokai?
let's see their pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stop. Mm,
Yeah, I think we prefer Maokai against Mordekaiser, right? Or what?
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
But
we
it's
have to
also-
be- we still
Quick, Eric. Wait.
like they have a lot of AP damage. We have a lot of AP damage. It's
True.
might fight us in the AS later.
Mm, yeah, kind of.
I mean, like the only one that's gonna like be able to go full tank is the J4.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I mean, okay, so the Syndra, what the Syndra wants to do in fights is try to snipe the Aphelios pretty much, and we want to like flank with the like the set or we just want to reach Aphelios pretty much. So I don't think it's that big of a problem. If we kill Aphelios, we win fights. They do have Corki as well, but
You're scared.
still, I think.
To know. I shall live.
Yeah,
Pretty funny. I called the only counter to set that was open was more than they actually did.
Lamau.
I mean, like just with Border behind, like having more hybrid damage, I think it's better to put Zed down in the top lane. But if you say like it's too bad of a match,
I mean,
I guess we
yeah,
can
it's
take
pretty
time.
hard not to die. I think after 6.
I don't go for the marker, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Yeah, I think you prefer to play Zed support as well, right, Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think it is that bad. I mean, the Corki could go for Hex Drinker, which is a bit annoying. The Mordekaiser could go.
Third Visage.
What could he go? Yeah.
Visage.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, Mordekaiser isn't a threat this game.
I
Yeah,
mean,
not that much.
Probably not gonna lose the game because of that, but it's just like something that helps them winning the game.
Yeah, but I mean, like, depends how you look at it. Like, you have to think about which champions are gonna buy MR, and like, how does those, what does those champions do in team fights, and how does that affect the team fight? So Aphelios is gonna buy MR, so he's just gonna get blown up if we reach him and we blow him. Like, that's pretty much the win condition for most fights, at least until the cork is until the cork is like really big. But I mean, like, Cork is gonna come online after we have like done our thing, pretty much. So like we look to pretty much win the game before Corky comes online.
Yep.
And even then, like they don't have like the best front line. I mean, they have the Braum shield, but yeah. So I think we've had a lot of problems with the Braum shield. So I think we need to be a bit more like, unless we see like a perfect, like, if we see the perfect engage where the Braum doesn't matter, then we go for it. But if we don't see that, we have to be more like, a bit more back and forth, try to bait out the shield.
Yep.
I think Syndra is really good at it. Like, if you can just like fish with your QE, like we just done.
Yeah.
And then like if he just takes, like, you can do it on the Braum. If he just takes the stun, then you can probably kill him. Like, you can at least do a lot of damage to him. And then if he uses his shield, then you just back out, wait for your spells. Or like, yeah, just try to engage with the Gragas or something, or the set.
Yep.
And then the Braum doesn't have his shield. Actually, let me check his. CD. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you want to play on Drakes as usually, I think, and yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to sit the Corki if possible.
Sorry, you want to
sit the Corki? Because I think like if we get a stun, he's dead.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. If you think you can do it, sure.
Unless he rushes Hex Drinker, he should be killable anytime.
I mean, he probably will. Let's be honest.
True.
Yeah, but before that, like early on, I think you can kill him, but later on it's gonna be hard. But yeah, you can try to like punch him early on. But main thing, like, make sure you have control over the like bot lane and Drake area, which I think you should be able to.
I mean, if there's a chance, I might come towards top lane, like before the.
We might even try to split the map if you guys are comfortable with it. I think we can. Like we start on their. We start on their blue, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just do vertical jungle.
I actually trolled that.
What, do you think we could pull that off? What do you think?
I think it's really hard.
Why do you think it's hard?
Because
Braum is buffing towards mid lane.
Yeah.
it means we have to be aware.
Do we go for the ward or not?
Yeah,
They are going for it as well, so we should.
Okay, let's just do the usual. Like, you could do the level 3, like the back for boots predator thing.
Yeah, right clear.
I'm gonna go bot, by the way. Actually, no, actually not. I'm gonna start blue. Sorry, I'm gonna start blue.
Can I get a stream?
So that I can actually focus on something around bot mid.
Yeah, I think that might be better.
So working?
I just
Yeah.
want to farm.
Thanks.
honestly.